Happy Friday, everyone. Thanks again for joining me for another Friday 5 at 5. Today we're going to do a quick meditation that is a continuation of the 5-part series we started last week on the 5 Kleshas that Patanjali talks about in the Yoga Sutras. And he refers to these Kleshas as being obstacles or hindrances that keep us from reaching our highest state of being. So last week we spoke about avidya, which is ignorance, and that's simply the obstacles that we have created in our minds with false knowledge or just misinformation and all that stuff. So today, the second klesha we're going to talk about is Asmita. And Asmita refers to the ego. And specifically, the ego as how we identify ourselves, the labels we put on ourselves, maybe the labels that limit ourselves, limit, or maybe they're incorrect labels or not fully true labels. Another way that the ego can come to the surface is when we start separating ourselves or distancing ourselves, and not just physically, but just the way that we're identifying ourselves in relation to others. That separation, that distance. And then the third way that the ego can present itself is in when you find yourself being a little bit more competitive or just a little bit more comparative even. So competitive or comparative. We're all born with an ego, so we all have these different things that arise within our bodies related to the ego. And simply identifying those things and releasing them can help us release the ego. So go ahead and grab a comfortable place to lie down or sit down. And today we'll get started with a couple cleansing breaths as we always do. So go ahead and take a big, deep inhale through your nose, filling your rib cage, your chest, lifting your sternum. And exhale it out completely. And again, another big, deep inhale. And exhale it all out. And then keeping your mouth softly closed, just witnessing the natural pattern of your breath. And for today, just to help us stay connected to this present moment and to ourselves in this body, place your hands on your belly. And notice how you can feel your breath. Notice the quality of your inhale. And notice how the exhale makes you feel. And feeling your hand rooted and connected to your body. Maybe you can start to think of anything that you're identifying right now that may be a limiting belief. So maybe it can even be so simple as to, where's my hand placed on my belly? Is it in the right place? Or am I breathing correctly or softly or quickly or loudly? And see if you can bring it back to really that space between where the palm of your hand meets your belly. maybe where it meets the clothing that you're wearing. Maybe you can feel the texture of your shirt. And again, just bringing yourself from this outside world and in to the inside world. And recognizing where you're finding your old thoughts enter your mind. And also noticing if you can identify that competitive feeling or that comparing feeling. Maybe it's not with someone else. Maybe it's within yourself. Like competing with ourselves to make it better than last time. Or even just comparing, like what happened this time versus last time. And simply recognizing where your hand meets your belly and feeling connected. And then on your next breath cycle, make it the biggest breath of the day. So the biggest, deepest inhale. Hold it at the top. Sip in just a little bit more. And then let it all go. Bringing your breath back to its natural pattern, letting go of all breath control. Bringing awareness back into the room, into your fingers, into your toes. And when you're ready, you can softly open your eyes. Thank you so much for coming here to meditate with me. I really appreciate you all showing up every week. Feel free to leave a comment if you'd like to, or like this video. And I look forward to seeing you all next week when we do the third Klesha. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you again later. Namaste.